Hey everyone, I am Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you 7 places that are great for getting your first job. Number 1 is a gym daycare attendant. So one of my first jobs back when I was like 16 was working at a gym in their daycare. Of course, this is great if you're someone who's thinking that you want to be a teacher or get into working with children, maybe major in child development. Basically, I loved working at the gym. I had some amazing coworkers. The kids were really fun to work with. The joy, they range from like 6 months to about 12 years old where I used to work. And basically all you have to do is monitor the children and make sure they're not beating each other up. You just want to make sure that they're playing with the toys, everyone's getting along, there's no hazardous materials around the vicinity for whatever reason. You want to make sure everything is clean. You're going to keep a daily log. 2 is a retail/sales associate. Now I'm going a little bit broad on this industry. This would be stores like Nordstrom's, Target, any type of clothing or department store, whether that's a huge department store or a mom and pop shop in your neighborhood. I'm gonna go a little broad on this, is also expanding to, let's just say there's a movie theater in your neck of the woods, so you can work right off the booth when people are purchasing their tickets in person. You could be the one who's collecting the tickets as they pass like the entranceway and they're actually going back to see the movie in the theaters. Or you can be the associate that's helping them get their popcorn, their soda, their hot dogs, and all of that good stuff. So pretty much movie theater, great place if you don't have any work experience. Also something I think a lot of people overlook are places like amusement parks or the water slides, or places like over here, I know here down south we have Boomers, we have Speed Zone, we have Legoland, we have a lot of fun places. We have like a laser tag place. So what I will do is I'm gonna put those links in the description box so you can click on them and see if you have something that's similar or that would be the equivalent of what we have here, somewhere close to where you live, so that you can explore those options as well. And number 3 is a restaurant hostess. So basically anything like Denny's to a more upscale steakhouse. Just to give you a little bit of background on what I made as a hostess and what we do was basically, so back in 2004, 5-ish, I worked at Applebee's and I started off working as a hostess. So at least this is how it works with Applebee's. All the waiters and all the waitresses will give their hostess a certain percentage of their tips. And you'll get that percentage from every single waitress or waitress that is working at the time of your shift. And when I was at Applebee's, I want to say it ranged anywhere from like $19 to $60 a shift. Of course, that would depend on what day of the week and what time I was working. Weekends were the more high volume nights, so that's when I made the most money. And I was working about 5 days a week. So you can quickly begin to add up and see how much money was made just on tips. Now don't forget, I also want you to keep in mind that if you're working for an upscale steakhouse, obviously those waitresses and those waiters, they're gonna get larger tips. For example, when my boyfriend and I, when we go to, let's just say BOA or something, you can easily drop $300+ just for some really good steak, the appetizer, and some drinks. And automatically, we're tipping that waiter or waitress at least 20% of our total cost for our dinner. So then you can see that if you are a hostess at an upscale restaurant and you have every waiter or waitress, say, let's just say averaging $300 per table, and we're probably on the lower end because we're just a party of 2, so you can see how you'd probably be more likely to get a higher amount of tips at the end of your shift just based off those higher ticketed dinners. And number 4 is a receptionist. So receptionist, I'm talking more about answering the phones, scheduling the appointments, maybe logging people in for those who had an appointment. So for example, we're looking at day spas, we're looking at nail, hair, tanning salons, we're looking at waxing salons, but another great job to land if you don't have experience. Number 5 is a sports coach. Specifically, let's just say when you were from 5 to 10, you took a gymnastics. You were in gymnastics. Well, now you can go into your gymnast studio and you can ask if they need someone to help coach the little guys, the little toddlers. So let's just say you had experience when you were little being a gymnast, or maybe you were on a t-ball team, or you played softball, baseball, maybe you played soccer, maybe you were in track. But now's your chance to go back and say, hey, I'd love to coach the little league team, I'd love to coach the Pee Wee gymnast team, or the point is use your childhood experience and activity and to go back and see if you can now be the coach. Number 6 is an entry-level admin assistant. I wanted to give you the example of like a law firm or real estate agency, and basically as an entry-level admin assistant, usually their duties required keeping track of filing and organization, and periodically maybe typing some forms, making some labels. But just because I'm giving you the idea of a law firm or a real estate agent, don't count other businesses out. There are so many other businesses out there that also need some entry-level admin help. And number 7 is actually my favorite, which I'll tell you why a little bit later, but number 7 is a personal assistant. And in parentheses, I'm gonna put industry specific. And here is what I mean. So with personal assistant, I also want you to think about if there is a specific industry you want to get into. So let's just say you wanna really get into fashion. Then I would focus on being a personal assistant with someone who works high up in the ranks of the fashion industry. Or let's just say you want to be an attorney, then I would look at being a personal assistant for an attorney. Or if you want to be a real estate agent, then I would go to someone who is a real estate agent. But I will say that it is worth thinking about the industry you want to go in the future, so that these people can provide you with the knowledge and the skills that you need, and also start building your network early on, so that one day when you do want to be a producer, you already have the ins to that industry. This is actually key because I do not want you to go some random stranger. This person was recommended through someone that I knew and trust and worked for years. They're like, so they basically approached me and they said, so-and-so is looking for a personal assistant. Would you be interested by any chance? And I was like, yeah, actually I would. And what he did was that he licensed Latin music. So not only was I just getting work experience working from him, I was able to see that this guy was literally making money in his sleep. I've heard a long time ago, like, work smarter, not harder, but this man literally was living proof, and I learned a lot from him, at least carried out my working career in a very different way from there on out. So if you get lucky, you're gonna be a personal assistant for somebody who could teach you a lot more and be a mentor, kind of like what I talk about in this video here. To recap real quick, the 7 places I told you that were great for getting a job without having experience were: number 1, a daycare gym attendant; number 2, retail/sales associate; 3, restaurant hostesses or hostess; number 4, receptionist; number 5, a sports coach; 6, entry-level admin assistant; and 7, a personal assistant. So to help you get one of these jobs that you want, next week I have a video that's coming out on how to create a resume with no experience, and then I have a special little treat for you in that next video. All right guys, so let me know which one of these interests you in the comments below, or if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel if you want more information on how to get a job with no experience, resumes for college students. And all right guys, bye.